Hello everybody. We are talking about evolution of urban intelligence, continuing with the book of Data as Infrastructure for Smart Cities by Larissa Suzuki and Anthony Finkelstein. We start with 2.2.1 The Digital Revolution. During the 1980s, many innovation researchers directed their attention towards the digital revolution, which was regarded as a major technological innovation that followed the microelectronics revolution. The microelectronics revolution began during the late 1940s when the first transistors were built at the Bell Laboratories in California. The essence of the digital revolution is in the generalization of a new way of processing information based on binary logic and in the development of increasingly effective ways of handling and delivering such information. This process led to the construction of information highways and increased the synergies between previously isolated and fragmented technologies, example computers, electronic media, etc. At that time, the digital revolution was perceived to carry a great potential to generate new kinds of needs and an entirely new demand for integrated technologies. The innovation potential of this new technological wave was not only in bringing together existing technologies, but rather to give rise to the development of new software, services, and contents that were brought together. The way in which this new information and technologies were used had the potential to create competitive advantage among economies, cities, and countries. With the advancements of modern digital technology, cities have changed the way in which they interact with their inhabitants, businesses, and service providers by the exchanging of a vast amount of data every day. The historical period of ICT development was characterized by the utmost speed at which the new technologies of communication and information have been diffused, representing a developmental never seen in a very short period of time, approximately 2 decades. The digital revolution in technology innovation, alongside the efforts to benefit from technology in urban design and planning, gave rise to a new form of urban infrastructure. In the broad area of city sciences, there are many definitions of digital ubiquitous, intelligent, and smart cities. As a result, there is a real difficulty in understanding the meaning of these initiatives. Differences, sometimes substantial, emerge from the fact that stakeholders, businesses, and policymakers' backgrounds and their approaches to the issue under the perspective of the capital, depending on their specific interests and expectations. The Oxford Dictionary defines capital as a value resource of a particular kind, and the Free Dictionary defines it as assets available for use in the production of further assets. Though the evolution of urban intelligence, through the evolution of urban intelligence, we note that the development of a capital, referred in this book as capabilities, enhanced and produced new resources which are the essential foundations of the cities of the future. The 7 capabilities discussed in this book are social capability, physical capability, human capability, innovation capability, institutional capability, economic capability, and sustainable capability. So, as the author says, capability is a valuable resource of a particular kind or assets available for use in the production of further assets. So, social capability, as given by Halpner, defines social capability as being composed of a network, a cluster of norms, rules, values, and expectations and sanctions. Putnam argues that stocks of social capability tend to be self-reinforcing and cumulative. That is, those who have social capability tend to accumulate more. Social capability is also what the philosopher Albert O. Hirschman calls a moral resource. This is a resource whose supply increases rather than decreases through the use, and unlike a physical resource, does not become depleted if not used. Physical capability. Physical resources are consisted by the city's endowment of a hard infrastructure. Vandy, Bisselar, and Becker suggest that the success and decline of cities depend on the technological infrastructure adopted by city policymakers. This dependence is said to be are directly proportional to the size of the city. The larger the city, the stronger the dependence. Physical capability can exacerbate inequality due to resource allocation, investment, and maintenance being partial to perceived sources of value creation and competitive articulation in urban economies. Modern physical resources, that is, digital technologies, offer a new wave of opportunities to mitigate some of these impacts and create a balance between social, environmental, and economic opportunities that will be delivered through smart city planning, design, and construction. Human capability refers to the intelligence, intentiveness, and creativity of individuals who live and work in the city. This perspective was described by Richard Florida as part of creative city over which gathers the values and desires of new creative class made by knowledge and talented people, scientists, artists, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and other creative people, which have an enormous impact on determining how the workplace is organized, whether companies will prosper, whether cities thrive, or whether innovation capability. The innovation capability builds on the conception of innovation systems created by Alan Dowell that identify cities as the main trigger of economic growth in a globalized world achieved through innovation. Innovation resources require highly coordinated information exchange, network creation among actors, government agencies, businesses, funding bodies, and is a continuous learning process as a strategic value of information changes in time. Thus, a regular knowledge update is important. Institutional capability. The institutional capability comprises the institutional mechanism of a city that supports businesses and citizens to achieve optimum intellectual performance, life, mobility, and innovation. Institutional resources facilitate cities to form, develop, and use innovation and social resources in a coordinated way. Institution resources rely on the support of governance and policy. Cooperation between stakeholders and institutions is very important to develop and to intervene effectively and to meet challenges posed by a globalized economy and society. According to Morgan, active cooperation can shift the emphasis from the power to decide to the power to transform, key to overcoming the delivery deficit. Economic capabilities. Cities are seeking for intelligent solutions that will provide a high quality of life without excessive operating cost and enable them to evolve and appropriately react to environmental changes and recover from unpredictable situations while meeting ambitious targets for innovation and sustainability agendas. The economic capability constitutes the money and assets received from cost effective government, improvement of services, creation of new and innovative services, stimulation of competitiveness, stimulation of a more effective, more active participation and empowerment of citizens, and reuse of information across multiple processes, systems, value chains, and stakeholders. Sustainable capability. Environmental issues are near the top of all city agency agendas as the quality of life becomes an important source of competitive advantage. Cities must provide a clean, green, and safe environment for the citizens. Planning, transport, finance, and economic policies all need to reflect the environmental goals that a city sets for itself. On the other hand, citizens also need to be engaged in the development and implementation of environmental policies and be encouraged to take responsibility for the quality of the environment in which they live. In this book, we highlight the evolution of urban intelligence through technology innovation and how 7 capabilities have been developed through the many stages of evolution of urban intelligence. Digital city.